Hey everybody, Rob Ferretti here, and today's video is brought to you by Sheath underwear. I've talked about Sheath underwear in the past. They keep coming back to me because you guys keep buying it because it's a good quality product. You can take my word for it, but if you haven't tried it yet, make sure you visit the link in the description and try it out. It's really good. If you don't know about it and you're new to the channel, it separates the twig and the berries. They have something called a Zen pouch, which sort of separates your stuff so it's not rubbing against your legs. It's a comfortable quality product. I wouldn't tell you otherwise. I know you guys work hard for your money. Check out the reviews on their website. Check out the reviews of anyone, and everybody's very happy with this underwear. So if you want to step up your underwear game, check out sheathunderwear.com or just click the link in the description. Enter promo code ROBSS. That's ROBSS for Rob Super Speeders. It's going to save you 20% off your order. This is money well spent. It's replaced virtually every pair of underwear I own, and I am very happy with it, and I know you will be too. Hey everybody, Rob Ferretti, and today I'm going to talk about a report that just came out by the NTSB. And for those of you from around the world, or those of you that just don't know what the hell that means, the NTSB is the National Transportation Safety Board. It's supposed to be an impartial government agency that reviews accidents, makes recommendations to keep the public, the traveling public, safe, be it by rail, by air, by car, whatever it is, by boat. The NTSB is there to make sure that the way we move around is done so as safely as possible. Now, they just did a report the other day that stated that in the past 10 years, speeding is responsible for as many deaths, or just about as many deaths, it was like plus minus a margin of error, as drunk driving. So they're saying now speed kills, speed is as dangerous as drunk driving. And then they went as far as saying, we're also going to dispel the efficacy, the myth that, or the thought that adjusting the speed limits to the 85th percentile, which is the thought behind that, there's a nice video about it, is that if you adjust the speed limits to the speed that 85% of the people are already driving, instead of victimizing people, and you just adjust the speed limit to say 70, 75 miles an hour, which is what most people travel on the highways, then that will be a safer way to travel and traverse the roads, because people wouldn't be so concerned about getting speeding tickets or whatever the situation may be, that traffic would flow better. Now, they said that's a myth, that increasing the speed limits would just cause people to drive faster and faster and faster, and regardless of what that was, you're just going to have an infinite loop of people chasing their desire to just exceed the maximum speed limit, which I don't believe is the case. I think in the absence of a speed limit, people are going to drive at whatever speed they feel is safe and reasonable and gets them there the fastest. The NTSB, however, said that's not what's going to fix it. What's going to fix this speed kills thing, and first off, I also disagree with the speed kills myth, because there's plenty of other systems around the world in which there's fewer deaths per mile traveled, and the speed limits are faster or non-existent, like in Germany. Germany's probably my favorite place to cite speeding laws, because they've got the unrestricted Autobahn, and it's not just like a row of body bags driving down the road. I've been passed at 150 miles an hour by a woman in a station wagon with like a kid in the back. It's not the speed that ultimately, like, okay, just don't exceed this, otherwise you're going to crash. So the statement that speed is responsible for accidents, let's get into that now. And that statement is very general. To say speed is responsible for this accident is like saying water is responsible for a drowning. It's just, it happens to be there. Yes, if the car wasn't traveling as fast as it was, it would have not hit whatever it hit. You could say that whether it's going 5 miles an hour or whether it's going 500 miles an hour, which obviously is not possible. But to blame speed for anything, that's just the easy thing for the cop. Yeah, I'm going too fast. He clearly rear-ended the person. The dangerous stuff that I see on the roads right now are people that have under-maintained cars. Road surfaces that are poorly maintained, not repaired. That's probably one of the bigger issues that our country is facing, that the roads are in a gross state of disrepair. So now we're saying, all right, this is a shitty playing field. How do we try to keep people safe on this shitty playing field instead of fixing the playing field? Let's start there. So you have the roads are in better condition now. Now you could start addressing the speed that everyone travels. And I've got the notion that most people that crash are crashing due to not paying attention. I mean, that's probably the most common thing. You set the speed limits at a speed where driving becomes routine. You can just start multitasking. You're not using enough of your brain or enough of anything to have to really pay attention. People are playing with the radios. They're now watching TV. They're now doing you should not, when you're driving, you should be driving. That's it. Crazy idea. And it's never going to fly, because you also have bad drivers on the road. That we should raise the standard of drivers. Sorry, you can't have a license. You're not able to operate a car. You don't even know what the frick the car is doing. That is a big problem. Like, I don't know why my car shifts gears. It just does. Woman was driving down the road yesterday, and this is just random, and we were down racing this car down in Virginia. On the way back, we saw a woman with her engine on fire on the side of the road. So obviously they're trying to douse it with water, oil. No. So we had the Corvette on the trailer. We popped the top off the Corvette, take the fire extinguisher out, and put it out until the fire department got there. But then I look and I'm like, the engine's still running. So this woman, her car smelled like fire, and she just parked it and left it running. She didn't understand. And then you look underneath, she spit a rod out of the block or something. I'm amazed it was still going. There was oil all over underneath the car. So whatever the situation is, you have to understand at least the basics around what makes a vehicle go, stop, shift. Like, you should understand your car. So now let's go perfect world. Rob Ferretti's now president. 2024, Rob Ferretti. We're gonna get everybody, we're gonna make America drive again. Lose the speed limits. And you're like, whoa, hey, whoa, slow down there, buddy. Lose the speed limits. If people adhere to driving rules, sort of like the Autobahn, and when the conditions are good, the roads are now better, because we've had 8 years from now to clean up those roads and make them nice. Lose the speed limits. Now you have no choice. Yeah, the roads are dangerous now because people are going faster. What does that make you have to do? It makes the trained drivers that are now licensed, because we're licensing you for a skill, not for some bullshit parking lot exercise. Be like, all right, good enough. There you go. You didn't hit anything. You want people that know how to control and operate a vehicle. Now that you have them controlling and operating vehicles safely, throw them out on the road. And the fact that they're going essentially whatever speed is reasonable and prudent for their vehicle in that road, keeping right unless they're passing, you now have to pay attention. Get out of here. How many people, if you go experience the Autobahn, there's nobody like just texting and looking up at 150, 60, 70 miles an hour. That doesn't exist, because what are you doing? You're out there paying attention to driving. Radical thought. And there's other things that I would do, but like removing the speed limit, as crazy as that sounds, I mean, obviously you can't do that on residential streets and whatnot, but on the highways, on the rural roads, the state routes, all those county routes, state route, all the main highways and the multiple lane thoroughfares. What I'm saying is at least 2 lanes in each direction. Don't really need a speed limit if there's no driveways or houses or anything on that. So if that road is just meant for moving people from point A to point B, that's all people want to do. They want to get to where they're going faster. So we do that. Now what are we going to do? Now we're really going to F you up. If you have the license, you shouldn't be drinking and driving. You drink and drive, your license is revoked indefinitely. The other thing I would do is I would make dash cams mandatory in every car. Now, this is going to bring up all sorts of like civil liberties. Oh my God, you can't be spying on me. If you crash a car, the dash cam, if you're not doing anything wrong, no big deal. Look, I didn't do anything. It just clarified the situation. If you're drinking, if you're distracted, if you're texting, and you crash a car, if you're going just hooning around and going too fast, that's on you. And there's no way you should be able to get out of that because you're throwing some bullshit lawyer excuse at somebody. So dash cams, no speed limit, and better regulated drivers on better roads and better maintained cars. I'm all for inspections. As much as this shouldn't be street legal, this car is safer going down a highway than most other cars. A, I'm paying attention. There's no radio. I mean, air conditioning would be nice, but there's no radio in the car, so I'm not distracted by a radio. You're not texting because you're actually driving the car. It's got brakes, it's got performance. I'd rather drive with this thing on the road than some guy weaving, and I was just driving down the road. There was a tractor trailer whose axles must have been bent, so literally the tractor's supposed to pull the trailer. The trailer was dragging along like this, so that it was literally drifto trailero down the road in the rain, and I felt that we had to call the cops. We called the cops. 35 minutes later, they still didn't come out. This is down in Virginia, of all places. And this guy was a hazard. He kept drifting off into the shoulder of the road and then pulls the whole truck off the road. And he's just literally fighting the thing to keep the thing straight. That's dangerous, shouldn't be on the road. But instead of worrying about like nonsense like exhaust, you should be focused on stuff that keeps people safe. That's the goal. I'm going to disagree with the NTSB here. I think they got to go back to the drawing board and prove me wrong at least. I mean, if you're saying speed kills, you have to prove that in places where they already say, we don't think speed kills, that they're wrong. The NTSB's recommendation as far as keeping people safe, get this, more enforcement. So it's more expensive to put a bunch more cops on the road to keep writing people tickets, but they think by putting speed cameras out there and just blanketly ticketing everybody and charging them money, that will result in safety. That is over-enforcing nonsense. It is not keeping the public safe. It is criminalizing daily driving of virtually everybody on the road. That's bullshit. That's not a solution to the problem. If you're not focusing on the right problem, you're focusing on the fact that there are accidents and you're just blanketly saying, well, he was probably going too fast. He wasn't drinking, he was probably going too fast. Because I assure you, I've driven fast, I've driven fun, and when people are driving fast and driving fun, or just driving fast, they're paying attention to driving, and that's all we really need, is sober people, not on drugs, who know how to handle a well-maintained vehicle, out paying attention to what they're doing, and voila, if you're on roads that aren't complete shit, everybody will magically be safer. Thank you for watching. Leave your comments below. NTSB replaced by Ferretti and Associates. I'm now going to take over all traffic-related, automobile-related matters in the United States. Donald, give me a call. Make driving great again. See my hat? I got this in Virginia. I thought this would be weird, right? I'd be like, everyone's going to laugh at my hat because it says, like, it's all about the rack, meaning, like, you know, boobs. But everyone's just like, just a hat. Got it at the gas station, just like my America hat. Thanks, guys. See ya.